Good day. My name is Adam Macadocious.
And I'm Manny Blunts.
And this is the PotCast, and we're live at Marijuana Inc. Studio with KBHO News. But first off, since this is the podcast, we do start every news with a blunt.
This is not your ordinary news session. We are bringing to you live Marijuana International News, brought to you by KBHO and Marijuana Inc. Studios.
Now, in my hand, I have some championship genetics, because we are bringing you the top-class news and top-class genes to the cannabis community. And this right here is First Place Hybrid by Cali Connection, Larry OG. And did you hear what's going on in D.C. right now, Manny Blunts?
I actually have no idea. You know I'm a good old Pasadena boy. So tell us, what the heck is going on in D.C.?
Well, a judge has ruled, well, basically, bottom line, before I get into it, is they're trying to ban the sale of blunt wraps in Washington, D.C. Can you believe that? A judge has ruled against a tobacco company that has sued challenging a District of Columbia law which made it a lot tougher to buy cigar-style blunt wraps commonly used to smoke marijuana. A national tobacco company based in Kentucky sued D.C. last year, arguing that a 2010 ban on the sale of tobacco wrapping papers used to roll cigars and blunts was vague and unconstitutional.
I mean, how can you ban blunt wraps? Who doesn't roll tobacco out in the country? I'm sure everyone out there rolls up a big old fat blunt full of tobacco, right?
Well, we all know the law regarding tobacco is you need a license issued by the government to grow tobacco. If you do not have this, it is illegal to grow tobacco. You can grow cannabis, but you cannot grow tobacco. Isn't that a little contradictory with the whole federal and state laws?
So I can grow something that can kill me, but I can't grow something that can cure cancer.
I guess not, but we actually have someone live in Washington, D.C. right now to speak about this matter. Yes, this is, we're here, KBHO, Marijuana Inc. TV. We're making it happen, and it's official. So we got Dejay with the Patient Advocacy Network right in Washington, D.C. How you doing out there, Dejay?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I
can't hear her. Did you turn on her microphone by any chance?
Oh, you know what? Let me fly over to Washington, D.C. real quick.
I think you need to go over JetBlue right now. We're sending Macadocious over to Washington because we're having some technical difficulties here. Hello.
You got me?
Dejay.
Are we here?
From Washington.
We're here. Excellent.
I can hear
you.
you.
Notice I didn't bring the blunt because it's illegal in Washington.
Oh, well,
yes.
I thought the law was considered vague, and so it can't be enforced.
Well, we'll see where we travel to next, and maybe the blunt will travel. I got to go back to the studio.
No, you get to the studio. See ya. Bye.
I need you back here, Macadocious.
Yeah, I know. Usually I catch up with you guys there on the couch, and yeah, now I guess supposedly I'm in Washington D.C. where I'm taking some time and energy to be able to work with other congressional members, including Nancy Pelosi, on the position paper that I addressed with all of you, and that's that whole idea that the Controlled Substances Act just is not an appropriate law for placing cannabis. And what I found from doing, some research, because you don't want to try to ask Congress to reinvent the wheel, is I just asked them to take a look at the laws that govern the way hops and wine grapes are grown and the way that beer and wine are dispensed and the different models for that and the way the federal government already regulates it. So while I've got a little break from what's going on in California, I'm taking some time to engage our congressional members.
Now, you said you were working with Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah, if you remember from a couple months ago, my colleagues in San Francisco, we delivered a petition to her office, if I remind you, and she issued a press release on her website, basically condemning the Obama administration's attack on the dispensaries in San Francisco and California. So yeah, since that door opened from that opportunity, we then also let her staff members there have a copy of the paper, and we're also discussing that with them as well, because we've got to have a solution on a national level.
Yes, we got to take this nationally, federally. But I know it's awesome that you're working on a national level right now, but you're more focused on LA and California laws in regards to cannabis and the whole legalization. What is going on? Because I heard something in LA about a gentle ban, and they're actually going to shut down all these dispensaries.
There's actually a couple different laws or regulations that the LA City Council is considering at this time. One is a gentle ban and one is a limited immunity ban. And my understanding is the way that these would work in theory is the gentle ban would ban all dispensaries.
What?
Yeah, that.
How is that a gentle ban if it's going to ban every
That's not
single
gentle at all. That sounds rough.
That sounds like a hostile takeover.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Well, the gentle ban, I guess the thing with the gentle ban is it's supposed to allow you to still cultivate your own, and therefore your access is not going to be hindered by that process. The limited immunity ban, I believe the goal of that piece of regulation was to allow for 100 dispensaries in LA to remain open and the rest would be banned. And again, the vague and unconstitutional comes in mind from what you were just talking about in Washington, D.C. There are many, many collectives that can argue that they have some grandfathering rights. So, but the good thing is as you're talking about that, we recently had kind of a slowdown in the progress of that because these ordinances were moving rather quickly, and the last meeting the council decided to table discussion on it for a while. So LA's not going to discuss either of these bans until the end of July. And in the meantime, patients have been really putting a lot of pressure and communicating with the council about why it's so important that we have dispensaries and that there are a lot of patients who cannot grow their own.
Now, what can patients in California do? Because I know, I went to one of these city hall meetings out in LA for when they were doing a safety council meeting, safety committee meeting, and the turnout, everyone was saying it was a good turnout, but there was maybe like 15, 20 people there. To me, that's not really a good turnout. As many marijuana smokers that I know and as many patients that I know, that's a horrible percentage. So what can patients do? How can patients be familiar with where to go and what to do to voice their opinion on making sure they don't ban any of these dispensaries? Because I need my medicine.
I do too.
Yeah, no, I understand, and I'll tell you, there's a couple different schools of thought on this issue. And one is that it is important to get out and make a political statement. And the way that you do that is
you throw hemp seeds and marijuana seeds all over the world.
Right.
Just spread the love.
All over their brand new South Lawn that they fixed after the occupation. I don't know if you've seen that yet. No,
I haven't got a chance to go out there.
Yeah, you have to go downtown because that's kind of
the $3 million
where things
lawn?
Are happening.
That's how much they spent on it?
Supposedly. They
$3 million? And you can't enter it.
They made a big deal about how much they spent on the lawn. They had to fix the lawn, and it cost them a whole bunch of money, and we were
It's not even so much that they fixed it. It does not look anything like it did before. It is a complete landscaped dealio.
So they gave it a complete facelift, a complete overhaul.
Facelift.
And then complained about the budget, how much they spent.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
That's LA for you, but
let's spend it in a garden and leave the kids dumb and not put it in the education. Let's not let the kids know anything, and let's just make gardens that people can't enter or enjoy and make political statements. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, government.
Right,
and
see, that's the kind of city government you're dealing with in Los Angeles. So, like I said, there's a couple different schools of thought when you're asking the question, what is it that patients and advocates can do? And one of those things is, they can go downtown and they can testify. They can go to LA City Hall. They can fill out a speaker card. They can, sign up and voice their concern during general public comment anytime between now and the next time the meeting is on the agenda. If you've ever had to go to one of these meetings, and Adam, like you said, you were fortunate to go to one that was in the Valley.
Yeah, Van Nuys City Hall.
Right, it was pretty close. But when you start talking about having to trek downtown and deal with that and sign and never know exactly when they're going to call general public comment, you can be down there for a couple 3 hours sometime before you get to put your testimony on record, and that's difficult for people. And then the big question is, are they going to listen to you anyway? Because, the
Who am I to them?
But what I have noticed is definitely large numbers have impact. And there have been a handful of collectives that have been providing continental breakfast for their patients in the morning.
What?
Providing them with medication.
What?
And
Breakfast? And breakfast?
And caravanning them to City Hall to go speak. And it's having an impact. And what we're talking about is not one ban over another ban. What we're talking about is regulations, actual regulations that regulate the storefront dispensaries similar in the way that we have in San Francisco and West Hollywood and Palm Springs, that this isn't rocket science, that other communities are doing it, and there's no reason that LA shouldn't be doing it as well. And more council members are I think, seeing that is reasonable. That is what we need to be doing. Of course, we have those that are not, on our side, but we have some very dedicated and strong council members who are on our side.
Yes.
So in the meantime, there's that. And then, like I said, there's the other side of it. Some people don't want to take the time and the hassle to go down to City Hall, and their attitude
Parking's
is if they pass the ban, it's just going to be nothing but lawsuits. Anyway, I've already met with and spoken to a handful of lawyers who already have their legal strategy in place for exactly how they're going to approach this in a courtroom. I mean, how do you choose only 100 get to stay and everybody else gets to go? I mean, the limited immunity ban almost seems to have more problems than an outright ban.
Yeah, it's a huge clusterfuck what's going on in
Yeah,
LA,
we've talked about that
California.
clusterfuck before, haven't we?
Yes,
It
and
seems
the
to be
whole-
going around everywhere.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's crazy because even people that are known for cannabis smoking or getting busted. I mean, we all know what's happening. There's news going on right now. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but our good buddy, Snoopaloop. Thank you, DJ, by the way, for your report.
Oh
live
yeah,
in
anytime.
Washington,
I'll be
DC.
around. I'm gonna be around. I'm
No
sure.
worries.
Yeah, I'm gonna be around.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know you got a couple things to do, so we'll come back.
I'll
to
get
you
back
later.
to you.
But
I think you got a flight to catch or something.
Yeah, our good buddy over there, Snoopaloop, who I was fortunate enough to hang out with a couple times, smoke a few blunts with, and make it happen. But he got busted in a nice country doing a concert. Did you know that?
What?
Yes, our good friend Snoop Dogg went on his way to Norway to perform a concert and was briefly detained in Norway after entering the country with marijuana and a large amount of cash. What? No one's here, right? Stop. I get paranoid every time I hear that, Manny Blunts. Yes, custom officials declined to confirm the report, saying only that an American arrest entered Norway with a small amount of marijuana that was detected by a sniffer dog. Norwegian law prevents law enforcement officials from naming suspects. But of course, it's Snoop Dogg, so word got around. And they weren't so hard up on the marijuana because it was only 8 grams. I mean, they speculated it was 8 grams, and that's just a little fine of 52,000 kroner.
What was that, a blunt for Snoop? That's like a
8
blunt
grams?
for good old Snoop.
Yeah, I'd say it's like a crib stick. I'd say, yeah, I don't know, you get a nice 8 grams because you can fit an eighth in a blunt. So you put 2 blunts together, that's about 8 grams, a blunt. That's one, but he had a concert. Let him smoke his blunts.
He's gonna need it, dude.
But you know how much 52,000 kroners are?
No.
Anybody?
Kroners? I don't even.
Kroners are Norwegian money currency, I guess. But it's
Are they worth as much as shekels?
Actually, I don't know, I think shekels have more value than kroners, because 52,000 kroners was only $8,600.
That's not a lot of money.
For Snoopaloop, I'm sure.
That's not a lot of money for Snoop, bro.
No, 86. But they were more.
He probably spends that out on a night with his boys and shit.
Yeah, and he's known for cannabis, so you know he's gonna get busted. But they said he had too much cash on him. I think he had like about 8, 9, 10 G's on him
8
in
G's.
cash.
I guess 10 G's is too much to have in your pocket.
And he
huh?
didn't claim it, and I mean, I don't think he had 10 G's or more, right? He locked the eyes at. I guess that's what he was. But I don't know. I think we have someone live in Norway. Are you in Norway?
Yeah, I wanted to come check out what was going on.
What?
Yeah.
JetBlue is amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have time travel?
It's amazing what kind of technology is out there these days.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. But have you heard anything about this? I don't know. There's all speculations, but
It is, and it's Snoop.
I know you just got there.
I haven't had a whole lot of time to check it out, but yeah, there's just I guess it's actually of no surprise to anybody. I guess is the news that Snoop would get popped for having some herb on him.
What do you mean? It was only a matter of time, right? Like, what's the other?
Again.
The guy,
Willie Nelson gets busted all the time.
Caught.
Yeah, sometimes Carlos Santana every once in a great while.
Yeah, I recently heard Oliver Stone is pro-cannabis and he wants to get involved in that industry.
He's been kind of one of our more closeted advocates.
What? Well, we would like to get Oliver Stone stoned. So if you see him over there trying to help Snoop or wherever else.
I'll be on the lookout for Oliver Stone, Snoop, and everybody.
Yes, we'll get Oliver Stone stoned on the podcast here at Marijuana Inc. TV. We go anywhere in the world to get Oliver Stone. We make it happen. But thank you for taking a brief trip to Norway, Dejay. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'll see you in a bit.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. But that was KBHO bringing you some news, courtesy of the podcast. And hopefully all goes well with Snoop Dogg, with Russia, with Colombia. With everything going on.
Dejay's back in the studio.
And we are going to go to the Dabbing Divas as well. But I see we got a beautiful piece here.
Yes, that is the Lady and the Tramp.
And this is a 2-for-1, right?
That
so
is the 2
would anyone like to hit this with me? Because I never got to hit this with any ladies. Manny Blunt was the only one to hit this with ladies, and I had to suffer and hit with every single dude.
Yeah, you've hit it with pot stars, Ed Rosenthal and then Guy Obelam.
Yeah, we locked eyes, but I would love to dab it with a lady. Is that okay, Manny Blunt?
Handle it, player.
Who would like to smoke with me?
Let's see who wants to do it.
What?
I will do it. All right, go for it, Shelly.
There it is. So I'm going to get this ready. And the snail is a little moist. But we'll just make it sparkle a little bit. This is exciting.
Sparkle.
This is exciting stuff right here. So this is what we do on the podcast at KBHO. And I would like to say that, with all this technology that we have now, there's going to be lots more coming.
Yes, sir. This is only a test run. This is like to prove that we could do it. If you're watching on Stickum.
Ha ha ha, Stickum. So me being a dumbass, I put too much water in this before we filled it up. So the nail got a little moist, so I'm just drying off the nail. I just don't want to touch it and burn myself.
Be careful, amigo.
I know, it's dangerous. Damn, isn't that exciting stuff? All right, you ready? We're gonna have to suck and do like synchronized.
It's gotta be like one of those
synchronized inhaling.
I'm a little scared.
Right? We won't have to power puff. There's no power puffing going.
Yeah. You guys have to share.
We're gonna have to be courteous with our inhalations because you don't want to suck my lungs out, and I don't. Well, right. I want to suck your lungs out, but we don't have to do it. You ready?
All right.
But I'm gonna do a macadocious dab. This is just a dump. You ready?
Okay, I'm a little scared, but all right.
Yeah. We locked eyes at the end like Ed Rosenthal.
How do you feel? It was just intimidating at first, but once I got going, it was not. It was very inviting, and I would do it again. All right. I'm a vape head, so I'm not used to the smoke so much, so that's why. That's
this is like vaporizing.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth. I forgot about that.
I am stage 2ing hard. I'm like about to have a cough and sweat. I need to get some of those Dejay cookies. I know we could teleport those, get some sugar. All right, you ready? Let's do this. I'm gonna give you more, so don't be scared.
All right, I won't be scared.
Let's do it. You ready?
Yes.
Oh, that was a nice little dunk. I saw it milk up that time. Are you guys fighting for the smoke? You guys seem to be battling.
No. We're just being courteous with each other. That's like 6 dabs in a row for me right here in the infinity wall. I'm over here. I need makeup. I need hair. I need a dab glove. I think I need to come back into the studio with you in that chair. It seems more air conditioned over there. You ready? Centra, I'm back on the podcast. MarijuanaIncTV.com. Peace.